Welcome to the Internet Friends podcast number 5. This is take 2 because technology is stupid. And Caden didn't want to hang out with us today because last week we had Caden as the special guest, as the only guest, he's always a guest, but he didn't want to play with us today. So I got Sneezin. Say
One
hi.
day we'll figure this out.
Say hi, Sneezin.
Hi, Sneezin.
So Echo got released this week, Monday, and have you tried playing her yet?
No, I haven't got a chance to. It's really like the queue times for DPS right now are ridiculous because she got launched. So it's one of those things where like it's unfortunate because I would really like to play her and I think I would really have fun with her, but it's just I don't want to wait 20 minutes to find a game to play. You know what I mean? So
And even if you do
I'll
get
just
into even if you do get into DPS, you'll probably just get insta locked out.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it. It's like any other hero that just comes out. I'll just wait my turn to play him once the hype dies down. Because it's the same as like when, well, Sigma wasn't really that big of a hype. I don't like not that many people gravitated to him right away. But like when Ash first came out, it was the same. Like it was almost 2 to 3 weeks before I even got to play Ash because everyone was just so into Ash, and then people realized they didn't know how to play her, so they stopped playing her, and then that's when I played her, and then got really good. So it's like this with every character that comes out, and I'm not too worried about it, but
I tried
it
her
would
out in
still
the
be cool to play with her.
I tried her out in the training room, and I was able to get off 3 Hanzo ults. So that's dangerous. I mean, I tried playing like I went through and I did all the ults on all the different other enemies or characters or whatever, and the only one that actually did any damage was Hanzo. And I swear to God, if that happens in comp, that's dangerous because it's literally like one dragon going one way, one dragon going the other way, and it happens so quickly. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it I haven't really seen a good Echo yet, so
I think you have to remap your controller too because like her glide ability is A, and trying to aim while you have your thumb on A is really 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 um inconvenient and uncomfortable. Much like these podcasts.
oh god, yeah.
Threw it
Tell me
right
about
in
it,
there.
bro.
So
Throw it right in there.
what they did say is that this is the last character they're coming out with for Overwatch, which means it's only a matter of time until this game's over. And that brings in a lot of questions, at least that I have, for what's coming next. I mean, I loved Overwatch. I love the formula. I love the actual action, the fast pace, the competitive nature of it. I love it. But what comes next? Because they're saying, oh, Overwatch 2. But looking at it, you have ways to build your character like all these other games, like Bleeding Edge has it. And then you have they didn't really even go into the online multiplayer aspect of it. So I'm a little concerned that, everybody's like, "Oh, Overwatch is a dead game. Overwatch is over." It might be over after this ends because as everybody is aware, and if you're not aware, you live under a rock. Valorant came out from Riot, which is League of Legends, and it looks like a
Aerial
clone.
disease.
It looks like a clone of Overwatch. Like that's the whole
It's
thing.
Overwatch and Siege mixed together.
It's ridiculous. And it's like I have all these people that are hype over it. And it's like, dude, I've been playing Overwatch for what, 4 years now, and
But
it looks identical.
it doesn't look like there's the only thing that's identical is the people have abilities. Other than that, it's a Call of Duty slash Rainbow Six Siege type game where it's one life per round, and that kind of game style does not appeal to me. Which I know I'm contradicting myself because I play battle royales, but that whole style of search and destroy type games is I don't find it appealing because they're just I don't know. There's no like. It's hard to explain, so I'm gonna stop there.
No, I know. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like, I'm actually like somewhat nervous because what happens when Overwatch 2 comes out and they just shut down the Overwatch servers? Like It's kind of like what happens with WoW. Like
Well, I think it's
there was a wall. Like with WoW, if you didn't buy the expansion, you were locked. I mean, you could literally only do X amount. Like this was back in what 2007, 2008. No, it was like 2007 when this first happened, or 2006 when the first expansion that Blizzard released was Burning Crusade. And if you didn't have the expansion, you were SOL. You're at 60 and that's it. You know, and they made it literally so top level there. If you ran into another like if you're 60 and you run into a 70, you're getting one shot. You know, I'm just hoping that it's like with Overwatch 2, they don't just go, you know what, we're shutting down Overwatch servers. And I don't even know when it's going to come out. So this could just be me being worried about the future that I don't really know what's going to happen yet. But I've had so many good times with Overwatch. I've met so many fun people with Overwatch. I met Sneezin on Overwatch. And it's like, to me, it's a great team building game and it's been fantastic. And it's obviously our go to game to play. But I'm worried that, you know, I hope that the next game captures the same magic that Overwatch had moving forward. You know, does that make any sense?
I think it's still too early to like start panicking about if Overwatch 2 is going to be good or not because it could literally just it could be awesome, it could suck, but the game's not coming out for a while, so the one thing I've learned about Blizzard is that they've done a great job of making sure that this game stays relevant. So I don't really see how they would forcefully try to bad game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand. But it's like even with like Halo 2, when Halo 3 came out, you still had a bunch of diehard people playing Halo 2. You know, it's like I think
Well, that's how it is. People get stuck in their old ways, and I think that's going to be a thing that keeps this game around. Like, if Overwatch 2 doesn't work, I have a good feeling that this is still going to be a fallback for people because it's a good game. That's why Halo brought back the Master Chief Collection so people could play like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or Reach, you know what I mean? Because everybody has their game that they like, so they just was like, let's just give everybody what they want.
yeah.
Put it all in one game.
I just wish they would bring back all like they should have classic Overwatch where they had all the classic abilities that would happen. Like if I could play old school Torbjorn again, I'd be so happy because everybody would have no idea how to deal with it.
Yeah, and that's another reason, like another thing that I've like mentioned with how Blizzard kept this game relevant and alive for so long because they keep making changes like that for the better. They made like the OP characters not OP. They made the weaker characters a little stronger to kind of just give everybody that little sense of I could play anybody and still be good at this game as long as I put in the time to it. But also, it's yeah.
Yeah,
they do a good job at it of balancing everything out. That's what I meant to say of balancing things.
they do. They
Keeping it
try.
relevant.
I mean, but they struggle with that for a while, learning class balances and whatnot. I remember back when I played World of Warcraft. I mean, rogues were running rampant, and they just could beat anybody. And it's like there was classic YouTube videos of rogues with no armor and just like a plain dagger going and like decimating people. And they addressed it to an extent, you know, because it's like, you know, stuff
Yeah.
scales with gear, but it's like with Overwatch, it's literally just your skill and your character. That's all it is. There's no added benefit to it. You know, you can't go in and pick perks or talents or this, that, and the other thing. It's literally here's your hero, here are the skills, get good or go home. So that's I think one of the
Yeah.
things I really liked about it because I don't know about you, like I don't play a lot of these newer games that come out. Like I've complained. I think since the podcast has started, I've kind of bitched and moaned about like all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm a grumpy old man who sits in a closet and yells about new video games. But it's like, you know, like on Apex, like I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like you can get better guns, you get better characters. I still don't understand Apex. I haven't played Apex in a while. And then it's like with all these other games, you could buy guns, I guess, and they're better than other guns and whatnot. So that kind of gives you an unfair advantage. It's like I like Overwatch because it doesn't give you an unfair advantage. The only unfair advantage you have is if you have like a person on your team that's throwing, or you have a person on your team that's just like Borderline brain dead is the nicest way to put it.
Okay.
You're like, okay.
Okay, yeah, brain dead.
Brain
Um,
dead. Or toxic.
it's one
I
of those
mean,
things where like, yeah, toxic, yeah.
yeah.
And I
No,
think
that's,
that's what it's appealed to this game the longest is that it's just you have to play as a team. You
yeah,
know what I
you
mean? So
do.
it's not like you can't just go in by yourself and be like, I'm gonna win this game for everybody. No, you've got to be borderline like godly and pro to
I
be able to
mean,
do that.
I've seen people carry though. Like I've seen like you've always seen like that one Genji that does like all the work for their team and their just team is just making sure the Genji stays alive, or a nasty Zarya,
Yeah.
or like there are times where like it's extremely situational, but there are times where someone can carry an entire team. But at the same time, you're right, because if you have that kind of godly player that's on your team and that's playing with you, and no one listens to him,
Hmm.
or they're just outmatched on the other team, like there's a different character, like you're not going to win. And that's the beauty of this game too. It's like, I watch, like I don't really watch a lot of the Overwatch League or whatever, but it's like you got the top tier guys, and more or less what they're doing is they're just picking their mains, or they have like a little bit of like a one trick to go against the other team. Like if let's say you rock a Pharah, all of a sudden you see they have an Ashe and a Soldier, you're not going to stay Pharah, because that's just, you're literally just, you're losing, and you're losing on purpose at that point, or McCree or something like that. So they will switch, and they know how to
Yeah.
play a bunch of different characters, but it's like that also brings up the topic of people that only play one character. I mean, you you've seen it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're both guilty of that, though. Anybody who plays the game is guilty of sticking to one character. But it's like with the hero pools, they're like, we're just gonna rip these guys out, just struggle. Like when they took Lucio out, that was. I don't think we played a lot of
That was a
Overwatch that
that was a
week.
weird week.
We didn't play a
That was
lot
a
that
weird week.
week.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you like how much he actually adds to a team too, though. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah.
okay.
um, the one thing I want to say too, though, with Valorant coming out, how toxic do you think that community is going to be? Because the only thing I see on like any of these social media platforms are people literally having fits of rage over the game.
Yeah, it's like any game because it has a good like I wouldn't say a good community. It has a community that of people that think that they're better, which is how like all of Call of Duty was and all of Halo. Pretty much any just shooter game that comes out, there's those people that think that they're just on a different level and they think if they're not winning, the other people are cheating. And if something bad happens, they just rage. You know what I mean? So it's like
I don't miss those
those
games.
are the kind of toxic. No, not at all.
No.
And like honestly, I don't see Valorant being a thing in like the stage that it is right now, a thing that's gonna last very long. Just from watching like gameplays of it and stuff, it doesn't look complex enough to keep up with how games are moving these days.
But they're still in beta, and they
But
have they have a
that's
really good team of developers
yeah.
behind them. I will say this: the way that they're marketing it is brilliant. They literally gave it to the big streamers, and they enabled drops to get into
Hmm.
it. And then it's like it's a virus for the most part. It's like you watch, you got
Yes.
it, so then you play it, and then you get more people onto it, and it's that marketing strategy is brilliant. However, the game is just in beta. I think that it will flesh out into something interesting, but the League of Legends community is toxic too. Like I tried playing that game, and it's toxic. It's a toxic environment. It's not, when you think of those keyboard warriors and you think of those angry nerds, those are the ones that are playing like those games. No offense to anybody that plays League, like I don't discriminate or anything, but there's a lot of people in those communities that are just nasty. And same with Overwatch. I mean, you have big trolls in Overwatch. You have people that are just like mean, and it's that's
Yeah.
that's one thing I don't really get either, because like I used to be salty like back when I was I was an angry person for a while, and I would just talk shit online. It's like, what's the point? I'm older now, and it's like, I guess I've mellowed out, but it's like, there's no reason for toxicity to be in games. It's you're playing a game. And there's still people that just get so butthurt and so angry and so nasty towards each other. And it's like, we have someone who will not be named that we love very much, but there's some times where I see people that I love playing with that fall into that trap. And it's scary, It's like, how do people fall into it? Like, it's a game. It's just a game. It's a video game. Why do people get physically angry?
They let it get to their head. It's a personality trait as well as overconfidence in the game itself. So it's a combination of a couple different things, One, if you're already hardwired in your brain to be that kind of person, it's going to come out even more. Number two, if you're just good at the game, that's another factor, Like, it sucks to say, but if you're really good at a game, you're going to think you're better than people,
Well, it's like with that kid.
So,
It's like with that kid Ninja. Like, I hate to bring him up all the time, but he's toxic. Like, the kid is toxic, and it's like, people like that are getting famous. Like, that's what really boggles my mind. It's like, you have kids and teens that look up to you, and you act like an asshole. It's like, what's the point?
yeah.
It's like watching WWE and like rooting for the heel. Like, when I was younger, dude, I did not, like, I watched a lot. Like, I watched during the 90s era where we had, like, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys. Like, I never liked any of those mean guys because they just weren't my, I don't know. I guess, like, if you play RPGs, you can either go the good route or the bad route. I always went the good route because I always felt bad going the bad route.
I was with a good route too, but it was like every now and then you got to break a rule or two, and then it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. Only as I've gotten older.
What do I do?
Only as I've gotten older have I gone the more like sinister route, just to be like, let's just see what plays out. It's like I remember with what was that game that came out? We must have been in middle school. This is going back. This is on the original Xbox. Fable. I loved that game.
The original Fable was so good. The second and third one, I did not care for.
Second one wasn't too bad. I mean, it kind of picked up with a lot of the stuff that kind of got left off with Fable, like just gameplay mechanics and all that kind of stuff, bigger, expansive worlds, I guess. But it's like with the original Fable, like you actually felt like you were doing something good or you were doing something bad. And like when you did something bad, you had negative actions. Like, you turned into a demon. Like, if you got full evil points, you had the horns and everything that came out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Those are the kinds of games where like, you play through once, then you play the good route, and then you play through again, you're like, I'm going to go horrible.
Yep. That's what I did with Star Wars Knights of the Little Republic. I loved that game, too. That was a good game. And it's like with any of these RPGs, like I think that's also kind of missing as of late, too, with these games, is that there's, especially in the Fallout series, I don't know if you played Fallout 4, but with Fallout 3 and New Vegas, you could definitely go like an evil, sinister route, or you could go like the Holy White Knight route. In Fallout 4, there was no route. It was just, hey, your
kid got taken from you by your wife that's dead now. So here's Boston. Have fun.
And it was just, I gave up. I tried playing. I'm like, I hate this. I just literally just.
I spent the whole time running through like New Boston, thinking, "Where's Marky Mark?" And he just never showed up. And I got very disappointed.
Marky
there was no
Mark
like,
never showed
there was
up.
no Funky Bunch reference. There was no reference to any of it. Or like, how's your mother? Nothing. There was no references to it.
There was no accent either. If you paid attention, there was no one with a Boston accent. Like that would have been perfect. Like you're walking through. Hey yo, guy, where you going? You can't park your car here.
I'm walking here.
Exactly. Like
I'm walking here.
So let's dial it back to.
How's your mother?
Remember GTA 3 when you were in Liberty City? Like, did you play the with GTA 3 when it was back on the PS? This is going back to like elementary school, like PS2 and whatnot. But the people that were walking around there had the New York accent, and it brought like an actual like environment to the game. It was beautiful. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things they don't do anymore that makes me sad.
because you offend too many people these days.
I don't know if it's just that, but I don't know. All I know is I beat Pokemon on stream last night, and I was like super disappointed because it was just the
It was
last.
over.
No, the last hour of that game dragged on. What they could have ended in an hour took like 2 playthroughs or like two streams, literally.
Damn.
Yeah. And then like to catch the legendary Pokemon, it's just like it's kind of like given to you, which is pardon my French, but it's utter bullshit. And it's just like
You said part of my French, like, in Caden, don't swear on this.
but it was no, I was not really happy with it. Like I liked the game. The game was fun to play through, but will I ever play it again? Probably not. Probably not. You know, I'm looking forward to. I started and it's gonna be on YouTube too. The Legend of Dongla, which is just Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I guess I'll finish that game next year in April because it's so big. It's so big. It's like it's a beautiful game. I don't know. You've played Skyrim. It's literally Nintendo Skyrim.
Yeah.
It's what it is. It's great. Except your weapons can break, and that's absolutely it's really frustrating. It's really, really frustrating because I forget if stuff could break in Skyrim and Oblivion. I don't think they could.
I don't know. I think
don't-
like I can't remember if it's that game, but it's like I know in a lot of like newer RPGs like that, it's like you have to pay attention to like the durabilities and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And I don't remember if Skyrim's one of them.
I don't think it is.
It's been so
yeah.
long since I've played a game.
I think
that.
Fallout, your condition on it can decrease, but I think they also did away with that. Like they, you used to have a repair skill in like
I
Fallout
think
3.
76 they brought it back.
Ew. We got to get Caden back on.
They put out a new thing for it, and I'm curious about it.
I don't know if
so-
I want to play it. I mean, you
I'll
and
leave it at that.
you and Caden can try playing it on the stream one of these times, but it's like I have no desire. I really don't. I wish I did, but you know, we just got to sit Caden down and have a deposition with him. Just be like, so what was this train wreck of a game about?
I played through it, and obviously I didn't finish it, but
So then you
They
didn't play
just put
through
out
it.
this
That's a
new-
lie. That's a blatant lie. You
I-
didn't play through it. You just you played it.
I played through a lot of it. Good most of it. But it was very repetitive. But also they just the biggest gripe everyone had with it was there was no like actual NPCs and there was no like actual like fulfillment of doing anything. And the new update they put out supposedly fixed all that. They like marketed as now that the dust has settled down, everyone's starting to come back. And then now there's NPCs and there's actual quests and shit to do. So
They just got a
I don't
money
know.
grab. They
That's-
got a money grab with that.
yeah, so
That's all they
we'll
did.
see. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe it won't. Probably won't.
Probably
But that's a
won't.
different story.
Exactly. But looking forward to some games we're gonna be playing on stream as a group. Looking forward to. I mean, this is
Yeah.
coming out in 2 weeks, but we're playing tonight. We're playing Totally Reliable delivery service, which I'm excited for. to be 100% honest with you.
I thought about going back and playing like Dark Souls again too. Like that's
Uh,
where my life is right now.
I mean, I get it.
That's one of those games where I've probably have broken a controller or two, you know? But that's besides the point.
I'm not sadistic enough to play that game. I literally like I tried playing Dark Souls 3. I couldn't get past like the literal intro boss, and no, not a fan.
I like it.
No.
It's one of those games that it challenges you. I know you had a big gripe in one of the other podcasts about how games aren't challenging these days, and that is a challenging game. Probably the most challenging.
I mean, yeah, but there's also parts of me where it's like I'm not gonna be a fat guy and go run a marathon, you know. There needs to be a gentle slope, not just like a cliff, and you just look at it and you go, "I'm gonna do this," And it's like you also like those games, man. I saw you playing Sekiro or whatever, Sekiro. Like you were good at that game. Like I'm not. I'm not. I know my limits. I know my limits. I know.
I like punishment, I guess.
Yeah, that's why we keep playing Overwatch to bring it full circle.
I'm in a deathmatch right now while we're talking, and I'm playing as Echo, and she puts out a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yes, she does. But
oh my god.
Yeah, see, I told you, she's fun. But at the same time, it's like with Echo too, is that any hit scan can get her. You know, that's what I'm thinking is going to be her downfall. Is that if you have a good Widow, a good Soldier, a good McCree, a good there's just too many hit scans out there now where it's like you can get just one or two shot from the sky. It's going to be.
You don't have to play in the sky.
Yeah, but then if you're on the ground, it just like then it's even more. You know, it's like with those kind of characters, it's like
what I'm noticing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We can talk about other things. I'm sorry.
No. It's okay. Keep going.
Okay. Well, I'm using her little like flying ability just to get to places. And then after that, it's like you get to places and then you can get away from places. Don't use it to stay in the sky. And then I think you'll be fine. Like, don't play it like it's a Pharah.
But that's what people are doing. They just have a Mercy like literally pocketing them and just banging out a ton of damage. You know, she's got like the same kind of. She's got 200 hit points and she's squishy. So on the ground or in the sky, it's like, do you want to have your Pharah on the ground shooting explosives, or do you want to have your Pharah in the sky shooting explosives? It's like a glass cannon type deal, but it's like, I don't know. I see a lot of like right now. You're seeing a lot of Echo on Echo matchups anyway too. So I'm curious to see how she's gonna be brought in once the hype dies down. Because it's like when Doomfist came out, like that was the first DLC character I really remember coming out. That was a big hype because everybody wanted to play Doomfist. And then now, how often do you see a Doomfist? You know, let's be honest. Like out of 10 matches, maybe you'll see a Doomfist twice.
You never see a bad one.
That's the issue too. Like I've every time I see a Doomfist in competitive, I literally am just like pissed the entire time. I'm like, someone get him, please. It's like if
you never see a bad one.
No. And it's like if I try going Doomfist, it's like I should be in bronze. But we're also playing at that level where it's like I feel like DPS ratings are a lot more like it's a lot tougher to climb with DPS ratings just because A, you sit in queue for 20 minutes. B, if you're bad, you're bad. And if you're good, you're good. You know?
Yeah.
It's like
lucky for me, I'm average.
Yeah, exactly. We're both average. I'm slowly getting up to 1900, which makes me sad, but it is what it is. So we're running out of time. Do any self promos that you would like to do, Sneezin, because we're almost running out of time.
I don't have any.
Good job. All right, check him out on Mixer check him out on Mixer at mixer.com/he's sneezing. Check out all the internet friends videos that are coming out on YouTube. If you haven't watched one, you can watch them all. Just do it. You won't be sad. It's comedy. It's gameplay. It's stuff you never wanted to pay attention to in your life. It's perfect, and it supports the Dongla. And as always, we are on Monday and Thursday nights from 7 to 10, and Dongla does his own thing on Wednesday nights. And for the foreseeable future, Dongla's gonna try to beat Legend of Zelda. And I
should be interesting.
It's I have Caden doing a death tally for me now. I've already died twice. I played the game for an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, played the game for an hour. 2 deaths.
I'm sure that you could get like a tracker on like Streamlabs for it.
That'd be great. Just how many times have I died, and just do like a scratch every single time.
I'm sure there's like a counter or something you can make for it, which I think would be freaking hilarious, and I might try to figure that out with like Dark Souls.
Oh Jesus, that's gonna be terrible. Like that's the I don't like dying on stream. You know, it's like when you're playing a game. Like I don't think I wiped on I think I wiped on Pokemon once, and that was like a big thing to me. I was like, shit, like I lost at a children's game. But it's like with any of these other
That's really
games,
funny.
with any of these other games, I don't like losing. Like no one likes losing. It's just I don't get toxic
Nobody
and
likes
start.
losing.
I don't get toxic and start screaming like a little child. Anyway,
You stupid son of a.
all right. Anyway, till next time. I'm the Dongla,
I'm sneezing.
and
I almost said my real name.
and we don't know how to do things in unison. But goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Say goodbye, Sneezin.
Goodbye, sneezing.
Say goodbye, Sneezin.
Goodbye, sneezing.